And it's a 7:30 half hour, so that means that we say a very good morning to our internet expert, Kevin Richards. Kevin is the CEO and founder of Ventura Web Design. It's an internet marketing agency based right here in Las Vegas. Now, he has over 20 years of experience in internet technology. He practically started from the beginning. Kevin comes here every Friday and shares what's happening in the internet world and more. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Serena. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. The show sounds wonderful with you on, and I've been listening all morning.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. This is a little bit lighter than some of the stuff we've been talking about. So it's kind of nice to have its change.
That's right. Your dad couldn't have picked a better time, though, to be across the globe, though.
I know, and that's what he said. He said he likes being right in the heart of everything. He wishes he could be in Gaza giving us reports back, and I say I'm glad he's not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I hear you speaking with Alan a while back about Google's Project Loon. It's the balloons that Google is launching to provide internet access around the globe. But then I also heard recently that you were mentioning that they have a new satellite technology coming up. What's the story there?
They do. Alan and I were talking about this a while back, and there's a lot happening, and it's very relevant to what's happening in the world right now. Mm-hmm. Basically, Google purchased a company called Skybox, and they spent about $500 million to do it. And what they acquired basically is a very high-end satellite. It's very easy to launch, very lightweight. That's a big deal when you're talking about satellites. And the neat thing about it is that they're looking to get a lot higher quality, a lot higher resolution images from around the globe. Now, this company, like I was telling Alan, is known for spying on, or spying is a harsh word, I guess, but taking a look at the iPhone factory and figuring out when the new iPhones are going to come out based upon the number of trucks outside the factory. Wow. They have also been known for snapping shots of Walmart supercenters and kind of using that as a gauge for how much shopping is taking place and kind of accurately predicting what the stock price might do based upon those sales.
Wow.
So what's happening now is Google got this satellite company, and their goal is to launch about 18 more satellites between, actually I think it's 24 satellites between now and 2018. And if they get all those satellites in the air, it's going to allow them to have pretty much real-time imagery of anywhere on the globe.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
It's pretty amazing, and if you think about the difference in quality, right now if you go to Google Maps, you can look at your house, and it's probably 3-4 years old photo.
Right.
What they're looking to do is, again, by 2018, you should at the very least have up to the week, up to the month photography of anywhere you want to see. And really, eventually, I think the opportunity is going to be there for certain people, certain companies, certain groups to purchase access, of course, through Google, to real-time imagery.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So, speaking of Google, they're huge. Now, one restaurant owner, the Serbian Crown, claims that their business was ruined and crushed because Google didn't list their hours correctly. And now, of course, they're suing Google. What happened here?
That's right. So it was a restaurant that served a lot of things, including exotic meats. Apparently they served lion meat out there. And so basically I guess it was in 2012, they started noticing a drop-off in their sales. Mm-hmm. And it was later attributed to the fact, at least by the owner, that he found that his Google Places listing no longer showed that he was open on the weekends and Mondays.
Wow.
So he felt that listing being incorrect was the downfall of his entire business, which I'm not sure I can really believe.
Now, can he edit his profile online? Can businesses do that?
Absolutely. Anybody can, and that's really the key. That's what Google is saying. It is so easy to be in charge of your internet presence online. And really, in 2014, how can you as a business owner not be aware of how your business looks online? It's incredibly important for you to take charge of those listings. And
absolutely.
Clearly, Google's the leader. I mean, check the number one place where everybody else is going to check and make sure that your business looks right.
Absolutely. Now, there was a similar incident recently, not with a restaurant, but recently the movie America, they had their movie times showing incorrectly.
Exactly. Google had the same kind of issue there. Now, Google's response to that was that typically movie listings, because there are so many of them and the data comes to them in a lot of different ways, that they believe that their movie listings are only about 75% correct in general. So, it was interesting. The maker of the movie basically sent a cease and desist through his attorneys to Google, stating that he believed that Google was intentionally incorrectly listing the movie times. Google, I think they responded and said, we'll do our best to get the information correct.
Yeah, maybe the producers thinking they had a political agenda.
That was definitely the allegation, but I think it's one of those things where there's so much data out there. I can give them a pass so long as they got the information corrected in a timely manner.
Listen, we're speaking with our internet expert, Kevin Richards. I want to know more about this Google's driverless cars. I mean, it's fascinating. We are speaking with Kevin Richards. He is the CEO and founder of Ventura Web Design. Thank you again for joining me this morning, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Hey, absolutely. It's always a great time to be here.
And by, disclosure, you do design my dad's website, allenstock.com.
Absolutely. We helped him get that live, and he's definitely more internet savvy than I think he gives himself credit for. He
is. He's learned a lot in the last quite a few years, and you might take some credit for that.
So I'm pretty happy. He's really thrilled that he's gone to Mac. I'm sure
he loves it. I was with him at the Apple Store when he bought his computer.
Nice.
And then when he bought his iPad. And he loved his BlackBerry until my sister and I convinced him that the iPhone was the way to go, and now he will not turn the other direction, and he loves it.
Good.
So, yeah. Once you go to Apple, you never go back.
There it
is. So this crazy story, Google's driverless cars. To me, it sounds a little scary, but the FBI says these are game changers and potentially quite dangerous. So obviously, the FBI agrees with me. What's the story here?
Well, it's always good when the FBI agrees with you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, of course, they're thinking ahead. They're looking, their primary job is law enforcement, so they're always looking at future threats and looking at technology and how it's going to impact their ability to do their job. And so these current driverless cars, they use what's called LiDAR, and it's laser ranging. It's a combination of radar and video cameras and GPS technology, and it basically builds up a 3D map of where the car is at,
wow.
And it tries to figure out where buildings are, roads, people, and other vehicles, and then it makes the best decision as to how it should drive based on where you've told it to go and what the rules of the road are where it's currently at.
And what happens if a child darts out in front of the car?
Well, in theory, it's supposed to see that. The law right now is that these cars cannot be out there without a person in there, and the person does have to have the ability to take over control, which certainly is a good thing. The FBI thinks that these are actually going to be approved by Congress for American use within the next 5 to 7 years.
Is this, and I hate to say this, but is this another way of making Americans lazy?
Well, I'll put it to you a different way. It's another way of allowing Google to display more advertising to you.
Well, there you go.
Well, think about it. If you have an hour commute each way to work every day, that's an hour that you could be online. You could be looking at ads, and Google could be making money off you.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. It's definitely a different way to looking at it. And there's so many stories about the internet, but I just have one last one here. For this last segment, the internet sales tax question, it's rearing its ugly head again. I hear that Congress is acting to try and tax the net again.
Right, so they've got two bills that are out there, and one of them is looking to impose a sales tax on e-commerce transactions. The other side of the coin is that they're looking to actually tax your access to the internet in the first place.
What?
Yeah, crazy, right? There's actually 7 states that already have a tax. It's very similar to the tax that you see like on your cell phone bill, where it says, the universal tax or things like that. They're trying to, they see everybody's on the internet, so hey, why not, grab some cash from that transaction? So what they're trying to do is, and they've been trying to go both directions, taxing all e-commerce transactions. Right now, if you buy something from a small retailer that doesn't have a presence in Nevada, when you order that and ship it to Nevada, you're not going to be paying sales tax. Say they're in New York and you're buying from them. That's kind of the way the law works right now. What they're trying to do is eliminate that. And it's interesting, Amazon and Best Buy, those two companies that are really at odds with each other, they don't agree on anything, mostly because Amazon has all the same products that Best Buy does, but
Right.
Amazon doesn't have a showroom, and this is called showrooming, where people will actually go into a Best Buy, they'll look around, play with the products, and then go online and make the purchase from Amazon. So it's when you see those two guys, Amazon and Best Buy, agreeing on something, agreeing that the internet should be there should be a sales tax nationwide, that kind of throws up a red flag.
I have to tell you, though, I was in Best Buy last week buying my mom's birthday gift, and they price match. So they priced matched the Amazon price that I found for cheaper.
Well, they've gotten smarter, and they also
Yeah.
offer free Wi-Fi in their store.
Yep.
And if you take a look at those terms and conditions that you agree to when you use that free Wi-Fi, you'll see that you're giving them permission to look at what you're surfing, and so they kind of know what's happening
Absolutely.
in the store, and they figured it out. They know that if you're going to be in that store, you're going to be checking online, and they need to provide a better experience. Now, they have a huge advantage over Amazon because you're right there. They have the product. They can hand it to you. With Amazon, you typically have to wait a couple days.
Absolutely. Well, that's very true. Listen, Kevin, I appreciate you joining me this morning. Kevin Richards, he is the CEO and founder of Ventura Web Design. You go to allenstock.com. And there's a logo for Ventura Web Design right there. And Kevin and his team, they do great work. And it's a small business in Las Vegas. Support small businesses. Now, don't miss Kevin again when you are here right with Alan next week. Same time, same day.
Absolutely. We love being here and love being here with you, Serena.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
Bye.